Good morning, fans, and welcome to the 25th edition of the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis, Missouri. That's my son, Eric Leggett, in Sacramento, California. And today we are celebrating a milestone. 25 is a milestone. I believe it's a silver anniversary. And the donut shop I was at had no silver donuts. So,
well, I didn't know it was a silver anniversary. So I wasn't on the lookout for any silver donuts. So I can't say for certain that they didn't have any. But I'm like 99% sure they did. Because that's an insane thing to just have.
I've cooked with edible silver glitter. I have some in the pantry right now, as a matter of fact. So I know it's a thing you can do.
You gonna throw any on your donuts, or?
Well, I haven't yet cracked my own donuts. So when I do, there will be some silver edible glitter on them now that you mention it. Thanks for the help. Sunshiny day here in St. Louis. Beautiful sunshiny day, and I think it's 18 degrees.
That sucks.
It's actually warming up.
It was 40 when I left the house today. I'm like, this is too fucking cold.
Well, you know how St. Louis is. On Sunday, it's supposed to be 58.
Yeah, of course it is. And then Monday, it'll be a tornado or some shit.
It'll be wacky. So, for those of you new to the show, where the hell you been? Here's what we do. Eric and I attempt to buy the same 3 donuts. Him on the West Coast, me in the middle. We will size them. We will price them. And we will taste them and let you know what donuts you need to try if you go to said donut shop. Mm-hmm. So, as we normally kick off our show, Eric, can you open us up with a little bit of donut news of the week?
I can. I have technically 2 today, but the first one is an update. So, you might remember a while back, bringing a news story of a donut shop that had a mural painted outside.
I do remember this.
And the city trying to take it down because it was an advertisement or a sign or whatever, and it was too big.
I do remember that.
Even though it doesn't have anything, it does not say the bakery's name, anything like that. It just has painted like baked goods on it. So an update is that this is heading to trial. There will be a trial for this donut mural.
City government money well spent.
Of course. I'm sure everyone... what city was this? In New Hampshire. Levitt Country Bakery in small town New Hampshire. It was the number 1 spot on a local news outlet's list of the best donuts in New Hampshire in 2022. So this is a beloved donut shop. This is not just this is a donut shop that everyone in New Hampshire and definitely that town knows about. And the city and that town's local government said, nope, we still have to police art. Nice work, guys.
I can guess a place where an entire board of elected officials gets replaced.
Yes.
On one item.
So, the next thing I'm bringing is a little more fun. This comes to South Bend, Indiana. Donut and Beer Festival debuts in South Bend with treats, music, and fun at Four Winds. The country's first and largest donut and beer festival is coming to South Bend for the first time ever this year. The festival will not only include donut and beer samples, but a donut eating contest, dad dance crew, dueling piano performances, and much more. Obviously, the donut eating contest stuck out to me. Because I think I would fucking destroy that. I think if I got put into a donut eating contest, I could put away 40 donuts, no problem.
Here's the thing. you're going to have the professional food eaters who dip the donuts in water.
No, I don't. For the first one, I don't think so.
I bet there are. I bet there are going to be those people. It's not about the flavor at all. It's not about the It's all about.
That's fucking wretched.
I'm going to science this to a victory.
That's disgusting.
I will not taste a single donut entering my gullet.
Well, in that case, they should just get like Dunkin' Donuts or whatever. Yeah, don't make a poor mom and pop shop make a bunch of donuts that no one's actually going to be able to taste.
Right.
Just buy those from like a grocery store or some shit. The festival is expecting over 30 vendors in the area serving over 200 donuts and 150 beers, cider, and seltzers.
Okay.
VIP tickets.
South Bend is where the University of Notre Dame is. So all of those college kids with fake IDs or who are actually 21 or over will love the hell out of Beer and Donut Festival. Do they have a date for this? Is it this summer?
It doesn't.
When college is out?
It doesn't look like they have a date yet. I'm on their website. Oh, sorry. I'm an idiot. It says Saturday, May 17th, 2025. 3 to 8 p.m. at Four Winds Field.
I think school will still be in, so if they got all those college kids to do this, they're going to run out of beer and they're going to run out of donuts.
The tickets are not on sale yet, so you can't buy tickets yet, but you can sign up. I won't because it's in Indiana, but...
Much closer to me, also not signing up.
What?
Yeah,
I don't
know what I got shaken.
Okay, so you can't buy them yet, but VIP donut and beers, you get 12 tokens for donut samples, 10 drink tokens for alcohol samples, 90-minute VIP only entry, VIP donut and beer fest hat, a logoed cup, a logoed lanyard, admission to the festival with games, entertainment, and more. How much do you think that ticket costs?
A VIP to the Beer and Donut Festival. Or is it the Donut and Beer Festival?
Donut and beer. But this VIP ticket gets you both donuts and beer.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I would go $50?
It is $65.
Okay.
$50 is general admission for donuts and beers.
Oh my.
$50 is also a VIP for just donuts.
Okay, forget what I said about all the college students showing up.
Yeah, they're not showing
up for $50 for donuts and beer. No,
yeah,
for samples.
The cheapest ticket.
No.
The cheapest ticket is $40, and you get 10 tokens for donut samples, 3 tokens for soda and water, a logoed cup, a logoed lanyard, and admission. And that's like because it says like games, entertainment, and more, and it's like those games are going to cost money.
What, like cornhole and?
No, I'm thinking like carnival games.
Okay,
those will cost money.
Yeah, that sounds a little expensive. That sounds like a place that doesn't have a really great sponsor.
Yeah,
to kind of offset the cost of everything.
Yeah, they don't have any vendors listed currently. Let's see, the entertainment. Attendees can enjoy live performances from Alex the Fire Breather and TikTok performer That Juggling Girl. I wonder what she does. One kid under the age of 13 will join our guest judges as the event's honorary kid judge. They will get the opportunity to sample donuts from the festival's best vendors, share their thoughts, and help decide who takes home the title of Best Donut. So there is a donut competition part of this.
That's yeah, it has to be.
Although don't send a kid out there to do a man's job of deciding what's the best donut, because they see sprinkles and they're like, oh, that one's good.
Sprinkles.
Dumbass.
I'm wondering if maybe a donut maker for like the ultimate dinner and a show could make creme brulee donuts and have the fire breather finish them, the top.
I wouldn't love that because I
Wouldn't that
don't
be
want fire from a
amazing?
man's mouth to touch the donut.
Usually they do some, like kerosene or
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not kerosene, but they put something in
their mouth. Yeah.
liquid in their mouth
So I
and then
don't
blow it. So that would be on the donut.
Yeah, that would be pretty gross, I think. Also hard to gauge the heat to make sure the creme brulee is not getting burned or anything.
Like a little on the left, Bill. Turn your head this way. You didn't.
Yeah, no, that'd just be gross in every sense.
Okay, that's good. That's a good way to finish Donut News of the Week. All right, so my little portion of the show. Last week we did some big and crazy donuts in Florida, and this week I want to highlight our neighbor of Missouri in Illinois. A couple of shops, if you're in the Illinois area, in Chicago, stop at Old Fashioned Donuts. They're in Roseland on the south side of Chicago. They've been there. It's a mom and pop shop. They've been there for 52 years. And Mr. B, who makes the donuts, just turned 86. The ultimate mom and pop shop. An 86-year-old donut maker.
Fuck yeah.
I love it. Old Fashioned Donuts in Roseland. In Gurnee, Illinois, Gurnee Donuts has been there since 1994. They make the huge cake-sized donut that fills up the entire box. They are a multiple award winner at the Illinois Donut Fest. Tons of variety. Their donuts are frickin' beautiful. They've been there since 1994. And for me, the kicker, they have something called the Gurnee Donuts Donut Club with t-shirts and hoodies and hats.
Fuck yeah.
I love it. That is how you spark a return customer.
Yes.
It's a sense of community walking around with Donut Club paraphernalia. I love it. I love it. One of the highest rated joints when people talk about donuts in Illinois and in Chicago specifically, it's called Beacon Donuts. They're open 7 days a week. Some of their flavors this week, and they change every month. Strawberry shortbread. Never heard of it. Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does.
Chocolate glazed brioche.
Fuck yeah.
Blueberry pancake donuts.
I don't even know. What?
Vanilla bean cronuts.
Oh, that sounds good as hell.
Yeah, so...
what's the difference?
Love it.
What's the difference between a blueberry pancake donut and a blueberry donut? What?
I don't know.
Because what does pancake taste like?
Maybe there's maple syrup in it?
I don't know about it. I was
I
thinking
don't
maybe
know.
like
I don't-
blueberry buttermilk.
Okay, well, I've been to Chicago frequently. I'll be back again, so maybe Beacon Donuts will be on my short stop lists. And finally, the current number one spot on TripAdvisor for donuts is called Do Right Donuts and Chicken.
Oh, fuck
Donuts
yeah.
in the morning, fried chicken in the afternoon.
Can you get the mix?
They're on Erie Street in Chicago, and they do pistachio Meyer lemon cake donuts.
Jesus.
That's a frou-frou.
Yeah, it is.
Their candied maple bacon are full slices of bacon.
That's ridiculous.
And when they do anything with their chocolate icing, they put chocolate ganache on it also.
Oh.
And they use Valrhona chocolate. So this is about the third time I've seen Valrhona as an upscale chocolate. So I'm going to do some more research on this Valrhona and see what makes them so special. But yeah, man, if you're going to do a chocolate donut and then throw a little ganache on there for me.
Oh my God. I'm
that
looking
is
at their
right donuts and chicken.
I'm looking at their website now. That chocolate with the ganache looks That looks awesome.
All right, so here's what I want to temper all of this great news with.
Also, they do have fried chicken sandwiches with donut glazed buns.
Love it.
Fuck.
I love it.
Yes.
Here's what I want to... My point is, go to the mom and pops. Keep going to the mom and pops. Here's why. In 2022, this shop in Chicago called Dip and Sip was the number 8 donut shop in the country, according to Yelp. And they're out of business. 2 years after being the number 8 donut place in America, this mom and pop, they do donut wedding cakes, create your own toppings for kids. The pictures of their donuts are just stunning. It's got some bougie elements, but they also did all of the Long John glazed, cruller, old-fashioned, like a mom and pop old-fashioned donut shop. Out of business 2 years after being named number 8 in the country. People, go to your mom and pops. Keep going to your mom and pops. Mm-hmm. That's the lesson.
It will
celebrate the mom and pops.
They will always be better than the chain donut places or a grocery store donut. There will never be a time where it's worse. It's just one.
So, Eric, as we always start all of our shows, I haven't even seen. Have you been glazing?
Yeah, I am a glazed donut.
Okay, all right. So we'll start off with your glazed donut. Tell me about this, your experience.
Okay. So today I went to D&K Donut Shop. This was 4215 Norwood Avenue in Sacramento, California. I remember part of our donut day experience is we go to a bunch of different shops. And so I don't always remember which shops I've been to. And so usually when I'm driving up near it, starts firing in my brain, maybe I've been to this one before, and as soon as I pulled in parking lot, I'm like, oh wait, no, I've definitely been to this one before. And I remember this was on one of the donut days out here. This was my last stop, so this was my memory of this shop is very bloated, I would say, because this was, I don't know, my 9th or 8th donut of the day. So, and they were one of the few donut shops that advertise National Donut Day, which I think is very cool. Because usually you only see the big chains doing it. So this glazed donut at D&K Donuts was just alright. I think the glaze was good. Oh, by the way, this was 4 inches across, 1.5 inches tall, and this one was $1.75. They do have a deal. If you buy a dozen, they get a little bit cheaper, but if you were to just go in, get a glazed donut, it would be $1.75. Which I'd say is on a slightly more expensive end than other shops around here. Not by a whole lot, but at least by a little.
But show me a great donut for the extra cost.
Yes,
right?
That's the thing. I wouldn't say this is a great glazed donut. I say it was good. I think the glaze was good. I wish it got to the bottom of the donut a little more. The bottom of the donut was pretty bare. And texture-wise, this just wasn't for me. This was, I think, too doughy of a donut. That's not to say it was raw in the middle. I just think it was way too dense for what I think a glazed donut should be at. I think the glaze should be the star and the dough should be light and fluffy, and it just wasn't that really at all. I think it was too dense, too bready. I know it's not bread, but you kind of get what I'm saying with that comparison.
Of course.
So I think I want to give this a 3-2.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but I've had worse glazed donuts, that's for sure, and I've definitely had much better glazed donuts. And I think at $1.75 price point for just a plain glazed donut, I think you're wanting something better.
Okay. All right. So my glazed donut today, all my donuts, came from Shamrock Donuts. They're 1901 Richardson Road in Arnold, Missouri. And on one of the few occasions that I spent the time talking with one of the owners, Dominic, they opened this shop in 2017. And what I really love, I love the vibe of the place. You can tell it is people who enjoy being there. They enjoy the customers. The glazed donut, as you'll see in my pictures, is exactly what a glazed donut would look like in the dictionary. A picture of a perfect glazed donut. It's 4 inches round. It's 1 7/8 inches tall.
Wow.
And it's $1.25. Woo! Those are some great numbers to start this off. The glaze, it's kind of a crumbly glaze. It kind of flakes off, but it's a really good glaze. It's not sickly sweet. I would say almost a vanilla-ish lilt to it. It's fried really well. The dough by itself, when you bite the underneath where there's no glaze, holds up on its own. It's a really good glazed donut. This is a side note and a little bit of a boost for Shamrock Donuts is we also got a breakfast sandwich. They do breakfast sandwiches and breakfast burritos also. And the breakfast sandwich is the yeast donut cut in half. It's not the glazed donut, but it's the yeast donut. And it's filled with a fried egg and a sausage patty. And coming from my wife, her review was, that is an excellent breakfast sandwich. High praise indeed. Fried eggs, not her go-to. It's normally scrambled eggs, but a good flavored sausage. And the fact they didn't glaze the donut to make it sandwich, I think, makes it easier to eat.
Yes. I still remember my glazed donut breakfast sandwich experience, which was
and
just
the glaze
bizarre.
Was an issue, right?
That and there was cheese on it, which was also made it weird. And it was scrambled egg, not a fried egg.
Okay.
So not exactly the same, but it was bizarre.
And so if your donut without the glaze can stand up as you know, the top and bottom of a sandwich,
Yeah.
that's a really good. It is. It's a good dough. It doesn't disappear like my favorite donuts do, but it's not chewy. It's not. This is a 4.1. This is a really strong score out of the gate for Shamrock Donuts. That's a really beautifully impressive, tasty glazed donut. Isn't that what you want?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So our second donut today is a chocolate iced French cruller donut. And just to start off, this was such a step up from the glazed donut for me. This was significantly better. The sizing in this, it was 3 3/4 inches across and 1 3/4 inches tall. This was the same price as the glazed donut, $1.75. Like I said, this was a definite step up in quality. The first thing you get when you bite into this is a chocolate fudgy icing, and that is the perfect taste for a chocolate icing. And it also meshes so well with the cruller taste because you get a strong custard egg flavor from this donut, which I love. I love when you can get that out of a cruller, and it's not just its unique shape. Like, you can absolutely taste the difference in that donut. I thought the texture of this was exactly where it needed to be for a cruller. Super light, super airy. And the icing wasn't super thick. You can especially tell a thickness of an icing on a cruller because of how light that dough is. So if you have a super thick icing, it stands out so much on a cruller, and this was not the case at all. This was a really good textured icing, a great chocolate flavor icing, a really good cruller flavor. Yeah, this was definitely a step up from their glaze. I think I want to give this like a 4.3.
Wow.
This was.
That's a big old score.
It's like when I go in and I want a chocolate iced cruller, it's hard to imagine getting something that's significantly better than this. Again, the $1.75 price point I think is still a little steep. Paying almost $2 for any donut I think is kind of hard to justify. But I mean, it's kind of the nature of the beast out here that donuts are just going to be more expensive. But yeah, the icing was really good. The cruller donut was really good, and they meshed super well. 4.3 for this chocolate cruller.
Wow. Well, you and I are on opposite ends of the spectrum today, which is really kind of a shame. My chocolate iced cruller, we'll start at the top. The cruller, excellent. It is a great dough. It's fried really well. It's not greasy. It's light. It's airy. It's got that eggy custard feel to it. And my first thought was, that donut with that great glaze that they serve is amazing. The chocolate icing takes this way, way down. It is chocolate sugar, not chocolate fudge. It's too thick. It's way too sweet. It's grainy.
Ooh.
It gives a vibe of a grocery store donut at the end of the day.
Ooh.
Yeah. The donut by itself would be awesome. If this... Now, I will tell you, I do have a glazed cruller. And I'm definitely going to enjoy that. And I bet I would have a big old score for it. But the chocolate icing here just drags it way down. It's too much. It's not a good chocolate flavor. It's gritty. Yeah, so this is a 2.8. When you go to Shamrock Donuts, get the cruller. Avoid the chocolate icing. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things we try to do on our shows is try the different doughs, try the different toppings, so it's not 3 glazed whatevers. Mm-hmm. So how can you do the different doughs? That cruller dough is excellent. Find a better chocolate icing, or skip the chocolate icing because it brings the entire experience way down. So, we're not here to, blow smoke up everybody's ass about. Every donut is amazing. Does it bum me out that it's not a great donut? It does. But that's, I don't want to send you in there saying, oh my God, and then you'll eat it and you'll be like, I don't know what Dave was eating.
Yeah.
So, so the chocolate iced cruller, 2.8.
Not great. So our third donut today is a buttermilk bar. We had this one earlier this year.
For the first time,
yes,
actually.
for the first time. And so we kind of decided, after we both had pretty good experiences, that this maybe should be on our rotation a little bit more often. So, my buttermilk bar is definitely smaller than the last one I had. This one was 4 inches across, 2 inches tall. This one was 20 cents extra. This was a $1.95 donut. So just starting off, the size for this, I don't think it's where it needs to be for a $1.95 price point. I think it's just got to be bigger. Because I'm looking at my last one. The last one was also 2 inches tall, but it was 5 1/4 inches long. And it was only $1.75. So we're talking 20 cents cheaper and 1 1/4 inches longer. So already not great, but again, that was only the first buttermilk bar I've had. So, maybe that was a complete outlier. Again, the glaze on this was really good, although I wish it got more to the bottom of the donut, because the whole bottom of this donut, practically no glaze on it. Luckily, the buttermilk flavor is really great. Really, really excellent buttermilk flavor. But the reason I don't love this donut is the reason why I'm a little hesitant to get buttermilk bars in the first place is because of how dense they can be. And this is what I'm definitely running into with this donut. It's just so heavy and thick, which I think if you're looking for a buttermilk bar isn't terrible, but you can kind of see how in the middle it's a lot denser than the two sides are.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think you just want more uniformity inside that donut. Like if it's going to be all dense, make it all dense. If it's going to be all lighter, make it all lighter. I think the construction of this isn't great. The size isn't great. Practically $2 for this. But again, a really strong, good buttermilk flavor and a good glaze. I think I want to give this a 3.7.
Okay. That's a pretty good score.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good buttermilk donut, and the things dragging it down are really its price point and its size. Because again, I think if you made this a bigger donut, it would not be nearly as thick and dense on the inside as it is.
Yes.
So I think
yes, that makes sense.
If you make that bigger, I think the $1.95 price point makes it a little better. And the inside of that donut, I think, is better. So, 3.7 for this. I think if you're looking for a buttermilk bar, I don't think you will be unsatisfied with this. But I wouldn't say this is a donut that you have to go into that shop and absolutely try, like with the chocolate cruller.
Okay. So I had asked you before the show if we could do the buttermilk bar last. Mm-hmm. And here's why. As you'll see from the pictures, high expectation. Really love the buttermilk bar. That's raw dough. It is not fried all the way through. You will see that on the pictures. Raw dough on the bottom in the middle. It's not finished. No one likes to eat raw dough, raw donut dough.
I'd say it's dangerous.
So, yeah. So, the top is finished. The top of the donut is fried. So what I could eat that's not raw dough was frickin' delicious.
That makes it even worse. That makes it even worse since it's not completely fried.
Great buttermilk flavor, that great glaze, crispy, soft cake in the middle. It's 5 inches long, 2.5 inches wide. It costs $1.25.
Damn.
Everything was there for a big fat score, but it's not fried safely. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the bottom line. We talk all the time, even a bad donut gets a decent score. And I don't really know how low to go here. I think I'm not even going to give it a score. It had tremendous potential, but an uncooked donut can't get a score. I'm not going to give it a 0 or a 1.6. Mm-hmm. It's
because we truly don't know what the donut is.
Yeah. The potential, the top half that is fried and finished. So I don't know. Things happen, man. Mom and pop shops, things happen. Mm-hmm. But you still have to know that the donut is cooked all the way through.
Yeah.
So super bummed. Because I bought 2 of them. And I even cut open the second one. The second one is not fried all the way through either. And so, somebody going home or taking them to work, especially,
Yeah.
and cut one open, and the, Bill in the office, hey man, that's raw dough. That just brings down the vibe
That's
for the
a tough
entire.
look.
Then
It's a tough
everybody's
look.
like, oh my, was mine cooked?
Yeah.
It's
And
just,
then
it's
for the
scary.
office, you kind of swore, don't go to that donut shop again. That's what you
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah,
As
that's a bummer.
it's
That's a
unfortunate
bummer.
that is just kind of how we're wired. Is we're gonna remember a negative experience, a strong negative experience, a lot more than a strong positive experience.
Yes.
So it's
And-
unfortunate
and,
that that glazed donut you had was really good, but is it better than? Is it as good as more than how negative this experience was with it?
Right. That's the problem. I was in a store the other day, and somebody said for every positive comment that's posted, you get 4 negative comments. People are so quick to complain, and I don't know.
It is
People
so
are not
much
so
easier.
quick to throw a compliment.
Yeah, it is so much
and
easier to
so-
be negative about something than it is to be positive about something.
Yeah.
Because
And so hopefully the lesson learned is we need to, and again, it is a different kind of donut. That bar donut with that dough requires more touch
yeah,
when it's time to fry those donuts. And so hopefully the lesson will be we've learned our lesson, and now we're making sure we serve fully fried buttermilk bars.
Yes.
So cannot give a score today. And so, how we generally end our shows is trivia time,
well,
Mr. Eric.
before we get to trivia,
Oh,
you were
yes.
telling me about Shamrock Donuts itself, and that they do some different stuff, some extra stuff.
Yeah, so Dominic is the owner, one of the owners. They opened in 2017, and he said, we like trying new stuff all the time. On the weekends, they do something called glazed fries,
Yes.
where he takes the glazed donut dough, cuts it into long strips, and fries them, and you eat them like French fries, and then they serve them with dipping sauces and sprinkles and powdered sugar and icings, and they also have something called old-fashioned bombs. So they take the old-fashioned dough, and today's special, it's wrapped in Lindor chocolate.
Ooh.
And then they deep fry them, and then they decorate them. So it was a huge, it's not really, since it's kind of a specialty donut for them, it's not something we would normally review.
Yeah.
So it's an old-fashioned filled with Lindor chocolate, and then it's iced, and I'm like, that's probably really amazing. Now those specialty donuts, I believe, are $3.25. But for something so out of the ordinary, and the fact that this Shamrock Donuts tries new things all the time,
Yeah,
I just
I
love
think
that.
that's super good.
That's kind of the surprise of the mom and pop shop.
Yeah. You're not going to go to fucking Krispy Kreme and ask what's new, and they're going to go, oh, we got donut fries this weekend. No. They're going to say, oh, we got a fucking Hulu-inspired donut.
Well, what they'll do is, like, around Valentine's Day, they'll put pink icing.
Yeah.
And
And it's like, that's what's new. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just regular
On
icing, but a different
Christmas.
color.
On Christmas, the donuts are green and red icing with, snowflake sprinkles or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
every
not the
every
same.
single time Krispy Kreme comes out with a new partnership or fucking whatever to create new donuts. It's always 3 donuts, and it's 2 that are weird that they do something actually kind of different with, or they put a picture on it or whatever. And then there's one where it's just a regular ass donut that they're like, well, we got 2 ideas. We cannot possibly be bothered to come up with a third. So this one just has the colors of whatever the fuck we're doing.
And here's the other thing. those donuts, it's not like they're trying. Those have been test marketed.
Yes.
They had to meet, an audience requirement number for them to move forward for all the change.
There's zero risk with those.
Yeah, they already know the kind of people who are buying those donuts will also try the cute decorated or whatever. Where a mom and pop, they're like, let's see. Let's see how it goes. So, again, love the vibe. Dominic's a great chat. Love that they're trying something new. And hopefully these couple of downfalls will get fixed and we'll get these guys back on our rotation and get some big fat scores for them next time.
D&K Donuts has ice cream. I know I went to Best Donuts and Ice Cream a few weeks ago, and I couldn't see where they put ice cream.
Yeah?
There's definitely ice cream at D&K Donuts.
Do they make their own ice cream, or are they buying some brand?
I imagine...
Putting it in their freezer.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't, physically look and see the ice cream. I just saw, as soon as you walk in, there's a big freezer that has ice cream on it.
Okay.
So you definitely know they have ice cream. If I were to just guess, if I were a betting man, I would say it's Gunther's ice cream, which is just the Sacramento kind of staple.
Okay.
Okay. They have one shop out here, and they do distribute a lot of ice cream. So if I were to guess, it would just be Gunther's ice cream. But they have it, which I thought was crazy. They didn't put it in their signage or anything, because Best Donuts and Ice Cream did. I have no fucking idea where that ice cream was.
So while you were there this morning, anybody order ice cream?
No. Did not see any ice cream orders at 7:15 this morning.
Surely there's a donut sandwich with ice cream in the middle.
There's
gotta be. If you know anything about business, you gotta mix those.
You put those two together, absolutely.
All right, trivia time. Da, 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 da. In the 1987 movie, Full Metal Jacket, Private Pyle is caught by the drill instructor with a donut in his foot locker. Mm-hmm. And he is railed for it. Because you are a disgusting fat body.
Okay.
That's what he calls him. What kind of donut did Private Pyle hide in his foot locker and was forced to eat?
Oh. I want to say, forced to eat makes me think that... Who directed that? That's a Kubrick?
Stanley Kubrick,
yeah, it's a Kubrick thing. I bet he wanted it to be gross and weird. So I'm going to guess a jelly donut.
It is a jelly donut. Yeah. Yes, and it was gross.
Yeah.
It's an excellent, hard movie. So if you got 2 hours, Full Metal Jacket is worth your time. All right. In the 1997 movie Boogie Nights, about the porn industry with Marky Mark. 3 people die in a robbery shootout at the Miss Donuts donut shop. Don Cheadle's character, Buck Swope, is going into the donut shop for his pregnant wife who's craving donuts. Mm-hmm. He's the only one to survive the shootout. Name any of the 4 types of donuts that his wife was craving that he ordered.
God. So, it can't
Name 2
of
the 4.
That makes... Boston cream.
No.
Damn it. How many guesses do I get?
I'll give you 3 more guesses.
Okay. Jelly donut.
Yes. Pregnant wife loved the jelly donut.
Okay. A French cruller.
No.
Fuck.
You got 1 guess left and 3 more donuts.
Oh, no.
It's in California, if that helps at all.
I don't think it does. Bear Claw?
Yes, bear claw. The other two, she wanted an apple fritter, and she wanted a chocolate with sprinkles.
Of course
That's
she did.
because the baby was kicking.
Yep. The infant wanted that one.
And have you ever seen Boogie Nights?
I have not fully. That's the one, what's his name? Burt Reynolds is in it?
Yes.
Okay, have you heard the story where, like, who's the director of that? Is that a PTA flick?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, I remember...
Is it Paul Anderson?
Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson.
I think it might be.
Okay. Because I heard a story where Burt Reynolds was going to do, like, some wild accent for his character. I can't remember what accent. I want to say it was, like, Irish or something. And Paul Thomas Anderson...
It is PTA, yes.
And he was saying that to Paul Thomas Anderson. And he was still, like, a young director at the time, and Burt Reynolds was Burt Reynolds. So he didn't really know how to be like, hey, man, don't fucking do that. That would be insane. So it was going to start. He was going to start just like doing that accent, but he went to Mark Wahlberg before and was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to do this accent for the thing," and Mark Wahlberg started laughing because he thought it was a joke. He thought Burt Reynolds was joking. Oh. And so then it clicked in Burt Reynolds' head. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Good. Good. Hey, man, what is the Kevin Bacon degrees of separation thing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So the Will Smith movie 5 Degrees of Separation is you can go in a line, you can go in a direction where by the time you get to the 5th point, there's a connection. Like somebody starred in a movie that was directed by somebody, and that director also directed this person. So that's a point of connection. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so there's some sort of Kevin Bacon, I think it might be 7 points of separation with Kevin Bacon that you can always get back to the 7th point being Kevin Bacon.
Of any movie?
Of any topic.
What?
Yes, it's so bizarre. And they were showing all these weird examples, like they would do like a Ford Mustang car. It was in this movie with this actor. This actor was married to somebody who starred in a movie with Kevin Bacon. I mean, it was so, yeah, it was. You're like, oh, there's no connection. But when you get to the 7th point, the answer is always Kevin Bacon. So, anyway, how's that for a weird tangent to end our show on?
Well, now,
25.
If someone brings up donut podcasts, there's a Kevin Bacon connection. We just added another one.
That's right.
We just created
You're
a
welcome,
new one.
America. All right, show number 25 is in the book. So the Midwest Donut Review Show. People, we're getting comments on our shows, I've noticed.
Yes.
And so how can others join that frivolity?
I'd say the best way to do it is to subscribe to the show on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is in the description of every YouTube video, and if you're on Apple Podcasts, following us there. It's also in every episode description is our Instagram account. That's where, if you're watching the show or listening to the show and you don't, get a good enough view of the donuts that we're eating, I post all the photos of the donuts and of the shops. So if you want a better look at any of that, you can go to our Instagram page and it's all there. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, rating and reviewing the show is basically how you can comment on it if you're not on YouTube.
Okay. The legalese is done. But really, it's just for fun for everybody, for us also. We would love some suggestions what kind of donuts to eat, what places to go to.
Yes.
You went to a place, you had an amazing donut. Tell us about that.
Yes.
So we can go and tell you if you're right. Or if we need to dunk on you.
Yeah. We're the experts here. Sorry, guys. That's just the way it is.
All right. Show number 25 in the books. Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave. That's Eric. Thank you for joining us, everyone, and we'll see you very soon with our next episode. Have a great day.
Goodbye.